What's good? Let's do a mic check. Let me pull up the chat. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. What's good? Rod says, "What's up, Ran and crew?" I don't know you like that. I'm just kidding. Whenever you see me throw the Ran up, when I throw the Ran up, I guess it's fair play. When you see that little attitude ass, little nappy head ass little boy, I guess it's fair play. let's do let's do a sound check. Are we there? Are we on and popping? What's good with everybody? Well, this gonna be a short show. It's gonna be an amazing short show. Every time I say that, it don't turn out to be much. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me go to my chats. It don't turn out to be much. And the reason why I say that is because I still in 2024, which I started this in 2020, I seriously believe that my best conversations or shows that some people want to call it are the ones that people never seen. They're over on YouTube and they're where we started 4 years ago, March of 2020. My best conversations ever. Now I kind of take a little few things for granted, and I kind of have a feel for things. I kind of know some things and I know about the YouTube and platforms and stuff, and it makes you lazy as far as preparation and all of that. And I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do this for a living. I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know who would, because there are people that want to do it for a living, and there are people that do it for a living. But I'll just be honest and tell you that it's something that I do not desire. I do not desire to be a full-time podcast Wyatt Live personality. It's not my thing. There's my sister Tiffany Daniels. I want to say happy birthday to Tiffany Daniels. I sent you something on Facebook. But I got you. I got you. I got you. I still owe you a cup. As soon as you and I get together, I got to give you this cup. It's got a piece of tape on it that says Tiffany D. Tiffany Daniels. Okay. The D is for Daniels. It says Tiffany D on it. And I owe you that cup. And we haven't set time to, I guess we haven't had a show or anything. For those that don't know, Tiffany Daniels part of the Wyatt promotion team. And she works with me during professional fights. And she's moving up in the world, folks. She worked for USA Boxing now, or certified ref or I don't know, what is it exactly you do there. I don't know if you're a ref or a scorer. You're not a ref. I think you may be a scorekeeper. I don't know. You could be a timer. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. But say happy birthday to Tiffany Daniels, guys. She's a very, very, very special. She's a really good person. I don't think I've ever seen Tiffany Daniels get mad. I'm the type of dude, like, I sometimes test people. You know what I mean? I I might I just haven't done it to her yet. I haven't tested her yet. To just see how, you ever met somebody that's just always got a smile on their face? Never mad about shit. Tiffany is that person. I've never seen her angry. Now, I've heard her talk about something that should make her mad, but I never got any smoke like that. Raw. I never get that from her. Happy birthday to you, sis. Many, many more. Many, many, plenty more to go. So happy birthday to Tiffany Daniels. I think she just turned. We the same age. We the same age. I think she just turned like 36. Yeah, some shit like that. 36, something like that. Oh man, I'm just kidding, Tiff. We all know I'm not 36. I don't know if you are. You could pass for 27. You could pass for 27. Very, very young in the face. But sorry about that. All right, my apologies. I was reading a text message that was coming through. All right, so let me get to it, man. Let's get right to it a little bit. I got a few things going on. Let me wet your taste buds so you can tag some people and let them know I'm over here talking about them. Let me wet your taste buds on what I got going on today. Okay. And as you all know, probably most of you just transferred from talk radio over to this platform. And damn, do I really need to talk about that? Do I really need to talk about Dr. Wright going into the radio station and talking to him and telling him what's going on? I mean, she could have came on this program and she if she came on Wyatt Live, she wouldn't have to say anything. I already said it for her a few days ago. Now somebody tell me I'm lying. Tell me I wasn't on point. Tell me that everything that she just said, it wasn't some shit that we talked about 2 or 3 days prior. We talked about it on Friday. We talked about it again on Monday. We visited. We know what it is. And I told you that that lady from the union is not talking for all 6,000 people. She's not. And there's so much I'm gonna cover when I get into this. I just want y'all to, I'm gonna let some people get in. I guarantee. See, a lot of people are not gonna like this because you're gonna have to hear from me a few times of me saying I told you. And I know that's something that people can't stand. They can't stand it. Me, I'm okay with people when they come back to me and say, see, Wyatt, I told you. I'm like, well, yeah, you did. You did. I don't have a problem with you being first with the information or your presumption is right. I have no problem with that, brother. Thank you. You was on point. You was on point. High five. You was on point. I have no problem giving praise where praise is due. But them haters, boy, them haters, they can't stand it when you're right. They want you to be wrong so long. So they want you to be wrong so bad, they tune in until you're wrong. And then when you're wrong, they beat it and beat it and beat it. They beat it into the ground. Discredit everything you ever said that's ever been right. That's you just trying to figure some things out. Oh, he don't know. Remember in 1978 when he said that one shit? 30 some years later, 25 years later, you talking about some shit somebody said 25 years ago, and that discredits them today. Okay, got you. Oh, I am going to let y'all have it on Miss Wright, superintendent of Cincinnati Public Schools. Like y'all didn't hear it first. I don't need to have an interview with her. I would love to do it, but it wouldn't go too well. Y'all would think I would be kissing her ass, and that's not what it is. That's not what it is. I know what she's going through. I know exactly what she's going through. You know who she remind me of? And y'all gonna be thinking this is cap. You know who she remind me of? She remind me of my great mother, my mama. My mother she went through exactly what Miss Wright is going through right now. She said, Rand, I used to go to work every day. I was meeting with the boards. I was meeting with the little reps and the unions and all that old shit. And everything was coasting like the beast at the King's Island. Everything was gravy. It was all good. And then I woke up one day and everybody had a problem with me. Everybody had a problem. Like we didn't just have a board meeting 2 days ago and everybody was high-fiving and let's get it and we on the same team. Hercules, Hercules. They all were jocking. They was riding on the same train. And all of a sudden, she woke up one day and somebody didn't like her. So now, everybody don't like her. The unions don't like her. Oh, they doing this to her because she's a black woman. We talking about my mother. They just trying to do that because she black. They don't want no black executive director running housing opportunities made equal. Look at how the white people doing them. Look, they just doing Miss Denise White. They're doing her wrong. My mama would come home and be like, it ain't the white folks around that's doing me wrong. It's our own people. Jamming me up at the door. Just jamming me up. Smiling in your face. What Miss Wright say? This ain't the first time I heard this said by a woman or somebody in that position. It just so happens that the other woman happened to be my mother. My mother said the same. I swear on everything I love, God cloned my mama and made her Miss Wright. I hope that's not disrespectful. But my mother I'm telling y'all, she was on a Dayton radio station years ago. Same type of interview. saying the same type of shit. And on everything I love, my mother came home one day and said some shit like, I understand the difference between sugar and salt. And I'd be damned if I didn't just hear that come out of Miss Wright's mouth today. I'd be motherfucking damn if I didn't hear that come out that lady's mouth today. My mother used to say that shit. My mother used to say, I know the difference between sugar and salt. Now I'm in my car racing to get home, racing to get here to the house. And I went there into the office today and I'm racing to get home. I'm like, I got to do a show today because I don't care if I spend my whole 2 hours or whatever long we're going to be on here, an hour, 15 minutes. I don't know what it is. My whole show going to be about pretty much what they were talking about. So if you don't want to hear it, you might want to step off now. Let's save the time. Let's just save the time. I do have a couple things. Y'all want me to talk about a couple other things first? You want me to say something about some other shit first? That'll give some people some time. There's still some people trying to get in and coming in. I see X is starting to fill up a little bit. I see YouTube is starting to get a little busy. Facebook is pretty much where it always is. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Where's Wyatt? Wyatt Live is not pumping. Oh. All right. I'm going to skip over a couple things. I don't want to talk politics. You're right, Dominique. I don't want to talk about politics. You know why I don't want to talk about politics? Because all it is a bunch of people guessing and shit. They all slaves to the rhythm of that politics shit. They talk politics and they ain't doing nothing but getting politicked. You hear me? They getting politicked. It ain't no difference than everybody else that concentrate in one particular area all the time. All right. So let me do this. Let's talk about something that nobody wants to talk about for a hot second. All right? I'm going to get this video prepped up and ready to go because there is a news flash on this thing that I'm going to talk about. Hold on one second. Okay, there it is. Has anyone been talking about the shootings in Cincinnati lately? I know it's an old situation, and I guess since can't nothing be done about it, then nobody wants to talk about it. But has anybody really had a concentrated conversation on the shootings? And has anybody seen who the shooters and the victims are? Have you heard of any sentences coming down on any people yet? I have. I've heard some 16-year-olds and some 15-year-olds and some 14-year-olds being sentenced. Am I the only one? Why isn't that a big conversation in the city right now? Used to be. Anybody hear about the teenager, the 14-year-old that just got shot in College Hill? Anybody want to tell me why our babies are out here getting shot? Anybody want to tell us? Anybody want to tell us? $18-year-old? Let me play this real fast if you guys don't mind. Give me 1 second. I couldn't find the video. I was just looking for it, but I think I just found it. I named it something different. I didn't finish completing it because I don't know what to call all these shootings now. I don't even know how to name them. You understand? I don't even know how to name these shootings that's going on right now. Let me play this latest one for you. Nobody talking about it. Just happened on Monday, and we're not even talking about it. You know why we're not talking about it? Because we're becoming immune to it. It's not even sensitive. I mean, it doesn't have any power for us anymore. It's not even a thing to talk about anymore. Well, I'm gonna keep it coming. I'm gonna keep it coming. And when you don't talk about it, then you don't hold those that can change it accountable. It's almost like it's not even happening. Well, I'm gonna play it. Check it out.
This is WLWT News 5, leading the way with breaking news.
And that breaking news from North College Hill, where gunfire rings out just a short time ago. And thanks for joining us here at 11. I'm Mike Dardis.
And good evening to you. I'm Cherie Pillow. Yes, another violent night on our city streets. We know at least one person has been shot. Officers were called out to Simpson and Dallas Avenues this evening, and that's where we find WLWT News 5's Rachel Hersheimer. She's live gathering the breaking details. Hi, Rachel.
Well, Mike and Cherie, a neighbor I just spoke with a few moments ago told me she heard about 16 gunshots while she was sitting in her home just around the corner here. She came out and she saw a man lying in the middle of Simpson and Dallas Avenue. There's also clothes in the middle of the road and shoes as well. I have confirmed with North College Hill Police that one person was shot. They were taken to the hospital. We are working to learn their condition at this point. We're also trying to learn information about what led up to the shooting, if it was a drive-by, if it was random or targeted. We also want to know if anyone is in custody. We are asking all of those questions tonight. But again, one person was shot. They were taken to the hospital. We are working to learn if anyone has been taken into custody. And I am also told the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office is now investigating this shooting. Live tonight in North College Hill, Rachel Hersheimer, WLWT News 5.
All right, Rachel, thanks so much.
If no one else will say it, I'll say it. I know the news going to give it about a minute. They'll give it a minute and 15 seconds of telling you what's going on and what's happening. But I'm trying to figure out where the leadership. Where the leadership. I mean, come on, y'all. They got everybody they want, right? You voted everybody in. You got everybody you wanted. I don't hear any name calling. I don't hear anybody being accountable for the gun violence in the city. I don't hear anybody. I don't hear it anymore. Remember, I'm not going to let this go. Do you remember last time before this election happened, all that energy y'all had and was talking about, what you were saying? And then I came in and I said, well, wait a minute. I'm glad. This was November. I said, I'm glad. November, I believe, of 22. I said, I'm glad you got everybody you want. It all looked good. It looked like a family portrait up there when you look at how everything is set up on council and all that. If that's so important to you, then you better look for something to happen from it. You better look for some residuals. And I said, you got everybody in place. You got everybody in place that you need. But I want the same energy when it's time to make business decisions and the violence is still happening in our communities. I want the same energy, because what y'all don't understand, it might sound like a shot at them that I'm, no pun intended. It might sound like a shot at city council, but I always knew it was never city council. It's just chaos agents making noise about shit that they ain't got no control. They just don't know what they talking about. So I'm looking for them same people that made all that chaos and made all that old hollering and all that old shit. I need y'all to step up and make that same noise for the people that's sitting up there now. I want you to hold your public safety person, whoever the hell it is. I want you to say their name out loud. What you gonna do about all this violence? They shooting at the schools. They fighting at the schools. They fighting in the McDonald's. They stealing. They doing this. They doing it. I want to hear where they at. Jerica said, what suggestions do you have for gun violence? What can leadership do? They can do the same thing the last administration did. See, I was really just being sarcastic, Jerica, when I said what I said about the shootings and where the leadership at. I was not saying it because I know the leadership can't really stop that. It's just when I was the only one trying to take up for the last leadership, I wasn't taking up for them, but when I was speaking truth and when I was saying what I was saying, like it's not really them. But yet I was the coon because I was taking up for people that might have been a Republican. They may have been a Democrat. I don't know. They might have been, some of them were white, some of them were black. But when you speak facts to people, if it ain't the facts that they want to hear, then you become the coon. You become the person that's telling the false information. I'm just saying, I need the same energy. And y'all know I said this. I'm talking about my listeners from the beginning. Y'all know I said this. I said they're not gonna do this with the new people coming in. They're not gonna match the energy. And I said as soon as they have to make a business decision on taxes or whatever that's gonna hurt the public or make us pay more, when they put the business over the people, they're not gonna be as critical. And y'all didn't have so much put in your face that pertain to black people, and there hasn't been anything, you know, anything to brag about. Say what you want to say about me. Y'all can hate me all you want to. All I'm doing is giving you a different perspective. You hear what you've been hearing. Y'all been hearing that shit for years, decades, and looking for a different result. So what does that call you? We're the smart people that know when you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you're looking for a different outcome. What does that make you? Yeah, I know. I know. I'm getting off the shootings because it's depressing. I'm getting off the teen violence. It's depressing. I want to talk about something a little bit more positive. I want to talk about before I do. I'm hesitant because I need to find a way to put this information out here. I remember something that I've been wanting to say something for a long time. This is crazy. I remember when somebody, I think it was Dr. Umar Johnson, said something about black women. And I just can't get this shit off my chest. I mean, off my mind, and I got to get it off my chest. When he said that black women, and y'all might remember this and you may not, but when he made that comment, I should try to find the clip. When he made that comment about black women don't invest in black fellas, in black men, like white women invest in their men. I thought that was the most crazy. I think that was the craziest thing I've heard in my life. Remember when we were talking about the NFL draft and some of the clips I came forward with, and they were talking about how the girls at school always was there for the guys and this and this and that. It doesn't settle too well with me. I didn't have a long conversation about how I felt that was disrespectful for Dr. Umar Johnson to say that. For him to say that the black women, that they don't invest into the men. And I could be putting it on somebody else. I mean, I could be putting it on Dr. Umar Johnson, and it could be someone else who said that. It just so happens that I know he said something to that effect. And it's been bothering me for a few days. And I'm going to say this, and this might not go over too well. But I think black women have invested a little too much into black men. Ooh, that just got you canceled. That just got you booted up out of here, Wyatt. Nobody gonna mess with you for saying that. Let me explain it before you shut me down. I think black women go so hard for black men that they go over and beyond. They give us so many chances, and they actually believe more in us than we believe in ourselves sometimes. I watch it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe, huh, Jerica? Like the fuck? Like, why would I say something like that? Because I've seen sisters go real hard for us, and we don't have good intentions. Sometimes we don't have good intentions. I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to show you a picture, and if I ever send this to you on Facebook, if I ever send it to you on Facebook or any of my platforms, I want you to remember this conversation that I'm having right now with you, okay? This picture right here says 1,000 words for those that watch this particular program. Check it out. Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feel Good. Dr. Feel Good. Anybody watch BMF? See, that's a trick brag right there. That guy that's the green, he's greener. He's the greener pastors. That right. I know some of y'all don't know who that is, but some of y'all do. I gotta break it down. I gotta break it down. If you watch BMF, you know who that is. That's Louise, or what's her name? Lucille. That's Lucille. Okay, I will. What's up, Miss Mary? Are you in the shop? I got the ladies at the shop. My sister Alethea, do you have your mama sitting in the damn chair? Are you frying and dying and laying her mama's hair to the side? Miss Mary, you over at that shop letting them do your hair? Let me show the picture again. See, Miss Mary, she older. That's Alethea mama. So look, she'll tell, and mama Birch and all of them will tell y'all little young girls something. Y'all little whippersnappers. Y'all stay with that man who do the most for you. There's too many snakes in this low grass and this high grass out here. This the dude that you quit everybody for. But he got secrets to bear. I shouldn't have winged off. I should not have done that. Because I really got a serious topic to talk about today, but I couldn't hold Dr. Feelgood in. For y'all that don't know, let me just take 30 seconds to explain what's going on. There's a TV show on cable called BMF. It's a drug organization out of Detroit. Big Meech and these guys. All right. And it's telling the story about the 90s of the drug game. And I'm not watching it because it's a glorifying show. I'm not glorifying Big Meech. I'm not glorifying, the drug trafficking. I don't even really like the show that much. I like the plots, I like the storylines, but the acting is unbelievably horrible. It's just bad, okay? But what I like are the storylines because it makes me feel 19. I remember 19 years old and I was wondering how dope was coming into my city. I was wondering how things was moving. I was wondering how all this shit was going on. This story right here tells a lot about how things was moving. Who was actually the plug? Who was moving? Who was doing what they were doing? Some people will be like, but why does that matter, Wyatt? Because I grew up in that. That's why it matters to me. We all have our own different reasons of why we watch different stories. I don't watch a lot of love stories. I don't watch war movies. I don't watch a lot of different shit. But this happens to be one that I watch because I remember it's part of my culture growing up. So I gravitate to it. It makes sense to me. I get it now. Like, damn, okay, I get it. I see why we would, people was meeting halfway to Toledo. I get it. I'm connecting the dots to some real situations that I've witnessed in life. That all being said, Meech and his brother Terry, this is their mother. This is their mother right here who's getting a business card from Dr. Feelgood. All right. And what it is she has been with her husband. She's raised these kids. There was a little infidelity going on with her husband. Her husband was rocking bells with one of the ladies at the church. They church people, but they son biggest dope dealers in the city, in the state. And what's going on here is they starting to fall out. The husband and the wife are having some problems. They're falling out. And this doctor is someone she used to rock with back in the day, probably before the dad, all right? Before the dad, or at the same time they were seeing each other, and she fell for the dad of her, the father of her sons and her kids. They got married. They've been married for a day, forever and a day. And Dr. Feelgood show up. See what I'm saying? And he show up right when, and see, fellas, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. You better treat these women right. I'm gonna say something that's gonna some of y'all guys that be bouncing from woman to woman, this ain't gonna really phase you at all, because it don't matter to you. All right. But for us that are committed, we got our day ones, we got our women, and we think we the special one. We think that oh no, she won't. She would never. You see what I'm saying? We thinking that. Ladies might not agree with what I'm about to say, but I want to put my brothers, I want to put y'all on alert. Listen here, fellas. Ladies, close your ears for a second. I'm talking to my fellas. When I do this, y'all come back in, ladies. Y'all ready? On 3, go away. 1, 2, 3, go away. Fellas, I don't care what she tell you. I don't care how special you think you are in her life. She always got a standby. There is always a dude that she just won't mess with because y'all together. But his ass is standing right there waiting for you to slip on the ice. There's always another dude just like you waiting for you to F up, for you to fuck it up. No matter, and you can be as tired as you want of her. You can think, don't nobody else want her. Every woman on this planet can have a man. They just choose not to be with somebody. And I'm gonna tell you something, fellas. Oh, look at that. We got ladies talking, fellas, talking about indeed not true. They ain't even supposed to be listening to this shit. They're not even supposed to be listening. Fellas, take it from me. Take it from me. There is a man waiting for you to mess up. Now, he might not be all in her DM talking to her right now. He may just be flirting with her at work. He might just be, he might be somewhere around just seeing how her day-to-day attitude is. You know what I mean? They get because some of y'all creep dudes, some of y'all that dude. Some of y'all like messing with women that got somebody. You know what I mean? So you know how the game go. But there's somebody doing your woman the same way you out here doing shit. Just letting y'all know. All right, ladies. Ladies, I know all y'all left. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back, ladies. Come on back. Y'all can cut y'all shits back on. Cut your earplugs back on. Cut your devices back on. I know all of y'all followed the rules and left. So, fellas, I'm going to end this by saying to you, treat those ladies right. Ladies, we know you're not going anywhere, and we don't want you to go anywhere. There's always a dude like this somewhere in every lady's life. And any man, including myself, that think I'm the only man in the world that they woman can love, or I'm the only man that, like, there ain't never been no man before you that she didn't Google eyes and love before she loved you, and she bought him a hamburger or did some shit out of her way for him. Any man that's thinking that a woman ain't never done that, you a damn fool. You a damn fool. And if you think that woman gonna always be with you, no matter what you do to her, you a damn fool. There's always a Dr. Feelgood sitting back waiting for you to F up your situation. And ladies are a lot better than men are when it comes to that. See, guys, we fuck up. Y'all don't have to wait for we don't have to wait for our woman to do something wrong. If that woman is the one that's waiting for our woman to fuck up, we just go bitch at the lady like, damn, she always fucking around. She just play too much. Give me a reason for you to step in for a minute. I'm just saying, that's how some guys roll. That's how some roll. I'm just being honest. But for the most part, ladies, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to tell you, you can't fool me. You can't fool me. There is listen, fellas, I know they listening now. I'm going to say this, then I'm going to get on to what we here for today. I'm going to just say this shit. And I know the ladies don't want to hear. They don't want us to have this conversation. This is one of them conversations that the ladies don't want the men to have. You're not the only man. You might be the only man she messing with. But women fantasize about other men, fellas. I don't care how good you think you're doing, whatever you're doing. They look just like we see them on the screen. They see them on the screen. Y'all running around here hollering about some sexy reds and all these old dirt bags. They like they dirt bags too. And they dirt bags right there waiting for them to accept the offer. To accept whatever the dirt bag willing to dish out. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, guys. I had to get that off my chest because there's a lot of dudes that take women for granted. And I want to go back to that one little piece that I said about what Dr. Umar Johnson said about women not investing in their men and not, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't invest into the men like they should. And I think that a lot of women, especially in my community, I think sometimes, ladies, I think y'all give more than some of us really deserve. And that's why you end up with an unmotivated ass dude. That's why you go to work and he pick you up from work in your car. That's what happens. What's that dude name from Baby Boy? Jamie. That's why you end up with a Jamie. Terry said, let the church say amen. Amen. All right, so let me get to this real fast. If you don't mind, can I, Jody, not Jamie, Jody. Boy, my Steven Speed, they be on it. They be on John Love, Jody. Crystal Wheelwright, Jody. Church lady come in here with some Keith Sweat. Linda Reed come in here with Keith Sweat. Carolyn, Jody. Ron got blocked. I gotta block Ron. Ron be going over there representing crazy, man. You be talking crazy, bro. You be on handlebar. You be on training wheels in your conversation sometimes, bro. You be letting them guys just drag you, bro. You gotta stop that shit. You gotta stop that. I tried to give you the blueprint. Look, Ron, I ain't got nothing but love for you, but I'm gonna leave it there. If you want to keep getting drug on their home floor, go ahead. You getting blown out by 40 points every night in a hoop game. You gotta quit that shit, bro. God damn. I want to cheer for you, bro, but I can't keep going to the stadium and watch you get blown out by 40. Damn. It's time to start putting the cheerleaders in the game. I'm just saying, Jesus. But I am going to play a couple things real fast. Couple things that I want to get to the people. All right. I know that sounds kind of weird. I do have a headache, but I'm going to keep going. I promise you. Let me see what we got. Couple motivational things. One of the things that I find in life is trying to find my peace. You know what I'm saying? I always try to find my peace. And what I've learned, like I told you guys, for Mother's Day, one of the most peaceful things I had in my day on Sunday, on Mother's Day, it almost felt like it was my day, but it was actually my wife's day and my mother, the Mother's Days. But for some odd reason, I had a very big peace of mind. Like I felt so good. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I find in having a lot of peace of mind is generally not caring what other people say. Not only that, just allowing myself to be wrong if I have to be wrong in someone's eyes. You'll drive yourself crazy, Ron, arguing with people. Arguing with people is a horrible, it's worse than, it actually ages you. It really does. That's why I look so good, like for my age. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not wrinkled down. I'm not I don't have a lot of gray hair. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit right here. I've learned that when you stress, you age. And one of the biggest things, a couple of the things that you stress about the most in life are finances and arguing with people. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I don't have a reason to do either one, myself personally. So why am I going to create, basically, Ryan, what I'm trying to tell you and other people is say what you have to say and walk away. Or just let it be said. And if people retain the information, they retain it. But them trying to change how you feel about something or change what you're saying or change your attitude about something, that's going to drain you. It ain't going to drain them. They already feel the opposite of what you feel. They're not getting anything. They're not getting stressed because of how you feel. So they're going to keep on pushing the knob until you just fucking blow a gasket. So what I want to do, everybody put your lighter up or light a candle. All right, everybody light a candle. Put your lighter up or put your cell phone light on. Let's do it the new way. Nobody got no damn lighters. Put your cell phone up in the air and cut the light on, and we're going to do it like this when I give you the little information here. This right here is a motivational thing for people that get drained through conversation. Check this out real fast.
Want more peace in your life? You will be infinitely more peaceful when you decide not to waste any more time arguing with people who don't understand you. Be okay with being misunderstood because people can only understand from their level of perception. And you have to understand that no argument in this entire world is worth damaging your mental health. You want more peace in your life? You will be infinitely more peaceful when you decide not to waste any more time arguing with people who don't understand you. Be okay with being misunderstood because people can only understand from their level of perception. And you have to understand that no argument in this entire world is worth damaging your mental health.
I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. It seems to be one of the things that I do in life. Some people would say that's uppity. That's uppity. You just think you're better than everybody. No, I just need my mental. I need my peace of mind. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to say what I say. Now, if it changes your mind, great. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here to just give you a different perspective. Aren't you tired of the echoes? Aren't you tired of hearing the same shit you've been hearing forever? Anybody still doing the same? Let me ask you, ladies, who remember being able to be out on your own and do your hair any way you want to do your hair? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got your own crib, you got your own life going on. You out here you mingling and doing all the shit you're doing. You ain't got no kids and none of that shit yet. You just at the parties. You just doing what you're doing. You living your best life as a young person. Remember how you used to do your hair? I don't see any of y'all running around here with the salt and pepper, all push it haircuts no more. You've evolved, right? That shit changed. Now, if you show me a 50-year-old ass woman running around here looking like salt or pepper, she's a walking echo. Like most shit in her whole life. She still got a wicker chair sitting over in the corner. The one we used to take the Polaroids in at the club. I was really before my time. They get in that little wicker chair, that big ass round wicker chair with the Tribe Called Quest spear and shit, and everybody would sit there in their little white outfits and cross their legs, and their partners and shit be next to them. Y'all remember that? A little bit before my time. But some people still got them chairs in their house. Still rocking them old ass perms and, some people still got that shit. But I don't see any of y'all walking around here with salt and pepper, all push it ass haircuts. I don't see it. You've evolved. How can you evolve and get better, evolve in your lifestyle, but your mentality, your mental stay the same? How does that happen? I don't get it. Quick to change the cell phone from an iPhone 8 to an iPhone 9. Now you're working on 14 and 15 iPhone, but you won't change nothing. You won't change the way you think. You won't change the way you approach things. How is everything else changing in your life? But this one thing that you bitch and complain about all the damn time, that's the only thing that's not changing. Have you ever thought that it might not be meant to be changed? That it was just a mental thing in the first place? It's not something that you can actually change it. You have to change yourself. Oh, Wyatt, be careful. This type of shit, this is the type of shit that they say it's gonna say you're crazy. You ever thought about that? Like, damn, like we don't rock wicker chairs anymore. And damn it, we all know an iPhone 8 will work out here. But now, damn it, I got to have the brand new. I need the iPhone 14, 15, whatever number they on. I need that. Got to have it. I want some of this new technology shit. So everything is new and everything is evolving and changing around us, but we want to stay the same about our. I don't get it. I don't get it. We can change at everything else, but some of our arguments never change because we think that they supposed to change, not us. Ron, are you digging what I'm saying, brother? Do you understand where I'm coming from? You're going to blow a gasket, brother. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be witness to it. Whether it's me hearing your ass freaking go off, I don't want to be witness to it. But we all change. We all evolve in a whole lot of ways. But the one thing that don't change, just listen to people. Just listen to folks. The one thing that don't change are usually the things that can't be changed by the person themselves, right? They want somebody else to change. They want the system. It's the system. They want them over there to change. And the funniest shit in the world to me is what just happened in broad daylight. Once again, broad daylight. Miss Wright shows up to the radio station and says exactly what I've been trying to tell everybody. Y'all really think that lady about to change a system that's meant to fail? And the truth of the matter is, they thought they had a flunky. They thought they hired, the board thought they hired a get along flunky. Let's be honest. She came from a Detroit. She came from a worse school district. She coming in here and she gonna do what the fuck we tell her to do. Excuse my language. She gonna just play along. She ought to be happy to get a job that pay that kind of money. She'll play ball. She'll play fair. She gonna play the way we want her to play. I think Miss Wright came in to make some changes. She's not stuck in the echo chamber. And as much as y'all want to make it racial, oh my God. Oh my God. Did you see the gym? Did y'all see the bar that she spit on Mr. Ware's show? Oh, I wish I could have been a fly in the room. I wish I could have been sitting in one of them spider webs in the studio, just sitting there like the spider himself and listening to that whole conversation and watching the reactions of the people face who want that story to fit into their everyday narratives. They want it to be about black and white so bad. What Miss Wright say to him? It ain't, you know what, as much as I know it. And she had a little grin on her face like, I know where you're going and I know where this want to be. And I'm going to tell you how small, how powerful and how strong this lady is. I'm about to put it out there for you. Do you know how easy it is for her to go ahead and say this is racial and for her to file a lawsuit against Cincinnati Public School and for her to cash out just like everybody else who cashes out on the city? See, the city don't care because it's not really their money. It's tax dollars. Just like they did other people. They cash their ass out to get rid of them. They cash them out, send their ass on somewhere else, and bring in who they want to bring in to play along. do what they need done. This is the system that you vote for. This is the system that they say don't exist. It's the system that exists that you think you changing. But it's the people you put in there that already had the agenda set. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They don't want your kids smart. Mm-mm. They don't want proficiency levels to go up. They don't want that. So what do? They get bad leadership. Every once in a while, they hire somebody that they thought was going to continue to be in that bad leadership role and say, fuck them kids. I'm getting my money and I'm going to retire. I'm going to get this money. And they don't care what happens. But then every once in a while, one step up. And I'm about to say something. I'm about to say something that some of y'all might have to read between the lines. This sister just told y'all in broad daylight, it ain't racial. That hurt a lot of people's feelings because they can't come up with any other, they can't even find the notions to understand what the real reason is. They don't see the system for what it truly is because they really want it to be a racial problem. And it's not. It's actually a social problem. It's a problem where we know we got to keep so many people on this planet deaf, dumb, and can't deliver in the real world. We need a prison system. We need workers. We need people on the front line. We need people that's going to be able to fuel this economy. We need people in the court systems. We need cattle. We can't make everybody as smart. We can't make everybody on the same level. If we do that, damn it, where that put us? So what the sister say? Nah, this ain't racial, but I tell you what it is. And these ain't my words. This is what she said. And God, I melted. I almost drove all the way downtown Cincinnati to chase her ass out of that damn radio station when she coming out. I was about to escort her to her car. They was probably gonna call the police on my ass and say she got a stalker. I was about to go down there with t-shirts and hats. I was about to say, can I get an interview? Can I talk to you? God, you special to me, woman. You special. You about to. Because I see my mother. I know my mother went through exactly what she going through. These systems are not set up. And these are all the dollars. Y'all talk about voting and all that old shit. Well, all the people that say, well, this is the Republicans and the Democrats. All I'm saying to you is the same people that understand how nonprofit organizations funnel money. These are the same identities. This is the same way they do our school systems. Same way. It's the same way. It's the same politics. It's the same people. Don't believe me? Follow the money. You ain't got to take my word on it. Just understand who run the school system. I know who run your state of Ohio. I know who give you your budget. But once they drop that money down, now it's up for everybody to fend for themselves. The unions want their money. Everybody want their money. Guess who in last place? The kids. Did y'all not hear Miss Wright say, I'm an educator? I put the kids first. I got to do what's best for the kids. That ain't even the fight. The unions are fighting her not because of the kids. They fighting her about the paper. And as much as these flunkies want to say it's a racial thing, oh, they love to do that. That's the easy. What'd she say today? And I'm going to give her props. I'm going to give her flowers right here on the Wyatt Live show. She probably don't even know I exist, but I'm going to tell you this right now. It would have been so easy for that lady to catch that bait and cash out on the city of Cincinnati because she already know the type of city it is here. She know it's a bunch of people that will gravitate to that narrative of they discriminating against her. It's racial. And she knows she can go file. And there's several lawyers that's in that same circle that would take this case, make their name locally for it, and exploit it and get that money. And it's killing 2 or 3 birds with one stone. They'll get that lady up out of here and bring somebody in that's going to play along with the game and keep our kids deaf, dumb, and not have shit going on in our school systems. And then you'll get a rich local lawyer who will go on black radio and talk about the shit and the mistreatments and how they treat black people in the city of Cincinnati. I got a story to tell you. It's very short. It's 10 seconds. PSA to everybody that just said that shit about it's black, how they treating her. That's what they do to black people. I got to tell y'all something. For the people in Cincinnati that ain't never lived nowhere else, you always been in your own backyard for all these years. You ain't never been nowhere but on vacation, maybe. Newport, Kentucky don't count for out of town. For y'all that ain't never been nowhere, what you saying and what I hear is what I heard every place that I've ever lived. There's a small group of people that say the same shit that y'all say every city that I've ever lived in. Everywhere I've ever lived in my life, there's a group of people that do exactly what y'all do. And there's a group of people that benefit off that conversation, that benefit off that narrative, make a living off of it. I know that's why they don't like me. And I'm about to say the realest shit out of, I ain't even got to it yet. I'm going to say this right here. Man, I wish I can talk to that lady. I'm going to say this to you right now. There's a lot of people that look just like that lady who want that same type of qualm about themselves that just ain't got it. They want to be leaders in the community and they want to really be doing some real shit like what she's doing. But she's part of something real. But there's some people that's faking it and acting like they putting in the work like she put in. Now, they ain't doing nothing like what this lady doing or what she trying to do. Miss Wright, they ain't doing none of that. They want to be as special and they want to be just like her. They want to be known and have a huge impact like her. But what she's doing is real. What they doing is some made up shit. Now, I'm going to tell you how I know this. Because when the lady said this is not racial, when Miss Wright, Dr. Wright, when Dr. Wright said that this is not racial, but I'll tell you what it is. Who remember what she said? Who remember what she said? She said, nah, it ain't racial, but I'll tell you what it is. Didn't Mr. Ware give her two things that he was trying to control it and like, yeah, he molding the conversation so we can have more to talk about. Because we want to talk about the filthy, dirty ass white people, even the union people. That's what we want to have the conversation about. So he's trying to mold the conversation to be that. And what did she say? Nah, it ain't because I'm a black woman. When he said, well, you know how they treat out-of-towners. Bingo. It's not because I'm a black woman, but I will say it's probably because I'm not from here. Now, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? The black people that had that job never went through what she's going through. Are all of them from here? Are all of them from Cincinnati? Did they all not go get some other job? Why didn't they go through racial discrimination? Why weren't they held by 6 unions hostage? They were black. If they don't want black people doing the job, why didn't they carry them through the mud and drag them down the street and put them out in media until they don't have any confidence in them? Why didn't that happen to those black folks? You know what she said? I would say that it's probably because I am an out-of-towner. You think that lady ain't never heard that shit before? You think that she's worldly. You don't think that lady heard that in Detroit? Heard it in Indianapolis? You don't think those people at those levels have been, they go to conventions, they talk amongst each other. They hear the same shit happens in Chicago. Same shit happens in Cleveland. It happens everywhere. Cincinnati, you're not exclusive. You're not exclusive from this. This is a regular thing. Check with Chicago public school system. Check with Baltimore public school system. You're not exclusive. Okay, this shit happens because that's the way the system is put together. And this is the same system that you vote for. Remember when he said something about, do you feel like these charter schools, I'm not finished on getting some more conversation about her. But I got to go on my flow. Remember when he said, well, what about the school systems costing public school money? And she went into some shit that you wasn't ready for. I do support school choice, as long as the other schools have to have the same standards that we have. As long as they don't, she just put it out there. Everything that y'all was they were trying to get her to bite on as being a victim, it wasn't working. She's no victim. She know what she in. She told you, I woke up everything was good. I've been meeting with him. Everything was good. I woke up one day. You know what you woke up to? You woke up to non-support of the city. You woke up to the people, the union people. You start doing something's different. Something's going on where this lady is impacting something. And it has something to do with the money. It ain't got nothing to do with the kids. It might have something to do with she's trying to really change how the kids are being educated. I think it's more so of that than it is anything else. It could be the money. I'm conflicted between the two. But now hold on. Let me explain something to you that was really dope that she said. When she said, it ain't because I'm black, it's because I'm not from here. I would say a lot about that. But you know what she said? She said, I'm not going to quit doing what I'm doing. However, it's difficult when you don't have support. When you don't have support. Wait a minute, where are all my leaders? Where are all my people that are the same people that stood up and said that they doing this to her because she's black? Y'all supposed to be on the front line, I would think. But the truth of the matter is, them same frontliners are the same ones that play by the regular. They play with those folks. They play with them. See, that's the only way they can be relevant. That's the only way they can be significant in this city, is to roll with the shot callers. If the shot caller's telling you not to like Miss Wright, you're going to step off. You ain't going to support that lady. Oh, I might be off base here. I might just be talking shit. I might not be. I might be off base. She said, I don't have no support. Where she don't have any support. She got my support. I'm no one, but I'll talk about this. But she's saying she doesn't have any support. She's not even sure that she wants to really stay. She's going to see how it works out. They have a board meeting tomorrow. We'll put it in the air. We'll see what happens. But I don't want to work for someone where I'm not appreciated. I'm going to say this and y'all ain't going to like it. If y'all let Miss Wright leave, Dr. Wright leave, you don't deserve her. If parents aren't outside fighting for this lady's job, because the real reason why they're trying to get rid of her is because it ain't got nothing to do with the money. They always get their money. I'm sorry. I got to cut through it. They always get their money. The money is not going to be an issue. The problem is she's making change. They don't want to see the change. That's the bottom line. And now we're not talking about the change in color of the schools or the change of the uniforms for Woodward. We ain't talking about little minimum changes. We're talking about a whole system change, which would change the attitudes and the makeup of our students and make them better individuals. And here's the thing that she used the word accountability. Now, she ain't running the bus on nobody. That might come sooner than later if they end up dismissing her. But what they're going to have to do, and what we don't know yet, is they're going to have to buy her out. They're going to give her a piece of money to tell her to go on, girl, go on, take your ass to Tennessee. Take your ass somewhere where you can, now, you know what? Here, stroke that check, get on up out of here. You too much of a difference. We don't need that. We need 12th graders graduating with 4th grade reading levels, and you ain't on board with that shit, so we'll holler at you. Let me go to the phone lines real fast and see if I can get some more information maybe. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, good afternoon, Wyatt. My name's Say. I'm calling from the projects.
Say or Faye?
Say.
Faye.
S-E-I. Say from the projects.
How you doing today, Faye?
I said Say with an S.
Oh, Say.
As in Sam.
My apologies, Say. How you feeling today, Say?
I'm pleasant, per usual. But actually I'm not. My ass is a little chapped. Because nobody was on the I would Dr. Wright train until I let everybody know there's seats on it.
But I brought that
to the attention.
I brought that to the attention to the viewers. I said Fame was one of the first people that had some dealing with her out here, and she shot him straight and did everything that she said she was going to do. You didn't hear that?
No, I was kind of in and out
Okay, yeah,
of the
no,
earlier
the
part
other-
of the show, but
the
I'm
other
sure
day.
you did. I'm not, saying anything you did anything wrong with that. I just want to let the record reflect
Okay.
that Rothstein was way out ahead of all this bullshit, like I always am. Remember, I'm the camera of your show. I blow up the negatives so that people can see the bigger picture. I blew up those negatives for you all. And I'm about to blow up some more negatives today because I noticed how this is cutting. She was right. I heard her say that. She said it may be a little bit racism, but it has more to do with me not being from Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. What's really chapping my ass about all this involving her is how it's being split down political lines. The union rep is a well-known Democratic mercenary, also a well-known basehead. She made that public. Back when she was running for office. Michelle Dunn.
Okay.
And her main public supporter, Dr. Wright's main public supporter, is a Republican, Charlie Winburn.
Wait a minute. That's conflicting there, because Charlie Winburn has been nothing but positive towards Miss Wright.
That's what I said. He's her main public supporter.
I thought you were talking about the union rep that came through. Okay, my apologies. Okay, I was a little confused.
If I said it wrong, I apologize. Yeah, the person against her publicly, the union rep, is a Democratic mercenary.
Okay.
Dillingham or Dunn.
All right, and now pause on her. And now you're going over to Charlie Winburn is an advocate for
Dr. Wright.
Dr. Wright. Okay, there we go. My bad. I'm slow today. My fault. My fault, y'all.
And if like you said, Republicans have always been for school choice. You can go back to what's his name, Steve Perry, the black. He started his own schools and all that kind of stuff out on the East Coast somewhere. He got a lot of fame during the Twitter's heyday of 2014, 15, 16. He was doing a lot of politicking, for lack of a better term, about school choice and why do black kids have to go to these failing neighborhood schools all the time. And one thing he always talked about was that the Republicans have always been in favor of allowing school choice. And I heard Dr. Wright talk about that a little bit today. The Democratic mercenary, Ms. Dunn, wants us to stay in those putrid, failing schools, regardless, of how they're performing. Keep the damn janitors, quit letting them get fired, and all this kind of monkey ass stuff she was talking about. The support staff.
All right, now I understand. I know where the unions stand when it come down to elections. Think about it.
Exactly.
And that's who controls your school systems. So you got to look at it for what it is. I know all these guys want to try to make everything about politics, want to make everything about this and this and that, and they always talk about what the Republicans are doing to the black community, and they're not doing anything for them, and what are they doing for us, and blah, 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 blah. I'm so sick of having these damn conversations. The conversation, Fame, should be not what the Republicans are doing for black folks, but the people that you can find in, what exactly are they doing for you, or what are they doing against you or to you? That should be the question. Not I hear people talking, and you hear it on shows, and they trying to make it seem like because we question the motives of your current administration that we're just trying to convince you to do something or go somewhere else and vote something else. No, what we're trying to do is say, well, since you have you talk bad about Republicans all the time, what can you say good about your people? Why are you constantly talking about the other man instead of talking about your man? Or in men's case, why are you always talking about the other woman instead of your own woman? What does that sound like to people? If you think about it, Fame, if you came on here and I knew your wife or your girlfriend or whoever, and her name was Teresa, and every time you got on here, you brought up Angie, I'd be like, well, what the fuck is going on with Fame? What's up with Teresa? Why are you always talking about Angie? See what I'm saying? Why don't you talk good about Teresa? But you keep bringing up Angie. I'd wonder what's going on. Why you don't have nothing good to say about Teresa now, do you? You see what I'm saying?
No, I couldn't agree more.
So why keep talking
but I will
about the
say
other
this.
team?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, go ahead, Fame. I'm just
No, I will say this. In 24 hours, I might be forced to not switch alliances, but like kind of put a little tarnish on Dr. Wright.
Okay.
In 24 hours, I'll explain some other day. I can't really get into it right now, but yeah, in 24 hours. But so everything you're saying about Dr. Wright, I couldn't agree with you more. Okay, I couldn't agree with you anymore. We are 100% concert of that. But what you said about Dr. Umar, I couldn't agree less.
Okay, let's go over that. Did you hear that clip that I played that day when he said that black women don't invest in their men strong enough or hard enough, and that's why they end up with white women? Did you hear him say that?
I have three. Yes, I did. I have 3 words for that. Where's the lie?
That's a lie, bro. I'm sorry.
It's not a lie.
It is a lie.
It is not a lie. You brought up Dr. Feelgood on BMF. Lucille, dumbass. I just caught the last episode on Friday that they came out.
Hold on.
Only reason she ain't with Dr. Feelgood is because she found out she was getting played.
No.
She was ready to leave her family and everything.
No. But what
she went over there and found out the dude has a fiance.
Okay, but what did she do initially, though, Fame? Did she not?
She
wait a minute, hold on,
initially,
Fame. Did she not invest in that black man working at that factory and raise the family? She worked at Wendy's, bro. He worked at the Ford plant. She worked at Wendy's. He had infidelities first, and she gave him everything she had. She invested in that man, and it turned.
A man having infidelities is not a mortal sin. Men have needs.
It is when you're biblical. They are Bible. They're church-going individuals, and he broke not just their vows, but he broke a promise to God with her, and that went a long way with her. And she passed up on Dr. Feelgood to be with this dude. They were getting at it at the same time, and she chose her husband.
Wait a minute. He made a promise to God with her. When did he talk to God about her?
Well, when you make vows at a wedding, bro, you're making these. That's why they do it in a church, and that's why they have a pastor, because you're making a promise to God with your vows.
Yeah, but you're signing it into the state. So who are you making a promise to, God or the state?
Well, the state makes it a contract. Your morals make it a vow to God.
So you don't need necessarily to necessarily go into any church to do that. You can kind of do that on your own, according to you, if you just have your own morals.
Well, you can go to Vegas and get married by Elvis, to be honest with you. But all I'm saying to you is most people that go in and do it, and they do it under the guidance of God, they making a promise to God. Not only that, even Africans, even us, when we jumped the broom, we prayed before we jumped the broom, and we prayed God to give us what we needed to get through what we were going to face. You're making promise to God when you say those vows.
Okay. Well, we could debate that. That's not the bigger point I want to talk about.
Okay,
the point I'm making, the point I want to talk about was that black women don't invest in their men.
Yes, they do.
That's a gosh darn lie.
Yes, they do.
Just like you talked about that woman whose son blew up the guy at the chicken spot in Chicago about a year ago or whatever. What she said? What would he say to her? Keep talking. Say something else.
Yeah.
If she invested in her man, she would have known, let me stop. Because this is another black man. But instead, she's bitter at black men and had the boy murdered by a future black man.
She didn't have her son. She didn't have him murdered. He pretty much got what he had coming to him, because if anybody put their hands on my mother like that young man, like that man put his hands on that boy's mother, I would have probably did the same thing if I had the ability to do it, Fame. That's why the young man didn't get charged.
Well, the man didn't get charged, but the mother should have.
Why should the
But
woman get
again,
charged, Fame?
we don't need to go into
For those,
side arguments
hold
of
on,
all that. The point I'm making is
let me
that
say
if she
this.
was more invested in black men, that doesn't even happen.
Fame, let me just say this because some people might not know what we're talking about. Just give me 10 seconds to explain.
Absolutely.
There was a mother and a son in Chicago in a pizzeria and or some type of little restaurant, little fast food type restaurant. And the young man, her son, the young man was sitting out in the car. Okay. And the mother is in line in the fast food restaurant waiting for her food, and she gets into an argument with another man, a grown ass man, a Jody, a baby boy. She get into an argument with a guy like that, and she's going off at the mouth. He's going off at the mouth, and he tells her, "Don't say one more MF word. If you say another word, I am going to knock you the F out." And she said a word. Okay, now it wouldn't have been what I would have, hoped that she would have done. But when he said, if you say another mother effing word, I'm gonna knock you out, he did it because she said something. Now, because that woman said something, Fame does not give him the right to punch that woman the way he did. And if
I never said that.
I know, but if I'm that woman's son and I see that shit, bro, it's going down in Shy. I'm gonna either do the same thing that little boy did, or that grown ass man about to beat the shit out of me. One of the two things about to happen. But you can't say that it's that woman's fault that that man got shot like that. You can't say that just because she said something.
When that happened, you said that, but that's fine.
Well, I'm saying that's the cause of the effect, yes. But who punches a woman in their face because they said something?
No, listen. I'm just going by what you said.
He could. I know. I'm
just talking about what you said in 1978.
You sound crazy. But what I said during that show is, yes, that was part of the cause of the effect. She said something. I wish she wouldn't have said anything. She just went off and said it. I wish she would not have said anything, bro. But to be honest with you, that was not warranted, what he did.
Okay.
It wasn't warranted.
Do you find Halle Berry attractive?
Do I find her attractive? Yeah. Well, I don't know about the 2024.
I mean, well, since you've met her, since you've known her since what the Boomerang movie?
Yeah, I've known her for a while, but I don't know her now. I mean, I knew her when she was married to my cousin David, but that's it. I don't
exactly. He's the perfect person I was going to talk about.
Okay.
She didn't invest in him.
They were married. Yes, she did. Why
she didn't invest in him. She what did they get divorced? She talked about when he was hitting on her and shit.
Well, whatever, man.
Put like this. This is one of the most beautiful women in America at one point. And everybody keeps dumping her. Why? Because she doesn't pour into her men like most black women don't.
Oh my God, bro.
Go into your group. The group with your damn name on it. You will see it. Those women don't pour into men.
Have you ever thought that Halle Berry is one isolated individual that might not have them all? She might be cuckoo a little bit.
But she's a trendsetter.
Yeah, but you can't.
People follow her.
So what? They follow the celebrity. They don't follow her. They follow the celebrity. They don't really know who she is, bro. They ain't never sat down and had no conversation with her. I sat down at a table with her on Thanksgiving, and I thought I might as well just been talking to the girl from down the way.
Janet Jackson, same way. One of the most beautiful women ever. Gets dumped every time.
Well, wait a minute. So, okay, based on your logic, Fame, what would you call women who been with a man for 27 years and he ain't never asked her to marry her? She's been carrying him through the good times and the bad times. She worked, he laid off. Some James Evans and some Florida Evans type shit. You don't think that woman on good times invested in her husband?
Oh, she absolutely. I don't know, because according to the fan theory, she was the hater.
Well, she was the hater.
That kept him out. That kept him in the projects.
She didn't keep him in the projects. She kept him from getting in trouble, bro. That's what's wrong. We be chasing these silver dimes and shit, and she wanted. She
kept him from getting in trouble, but she was still a little bit of a hater.
Yeah, well, all I'm telling you is it's not a hater when you start. Okay, people can. You know what? People call me a hater, Fame, because I decided not to go do certain things and bust certain moves with them. I was a hater. They didn't use that term when I was a young man, but I I was considered to be a hater when I didn't go break in a store with my partners, and all 6 of them got sentenced for doing a crime that I should have been part of, but I chose not to go on that run because, you know what I'm saying? I didn't like the people that was going on the run, and I couldn't trust that if something went wrong that we was going to be all right. So I chose what I wanted to do, what was good for me. And when they all got caught, they looked at me as being Mr. Goodbar and I'm a hater and all that old shit. So we are who we are. We are our choices, bro.
I'll tell you who poured into their husband, Wheezy Jefferson, more so than anybody else.
Okay, but why?
You know,
why?
now,
Why
so who's the mold? Who would you say is more in the black community? Are they more Wheezy Jeffersons or are they more Halle Berrys?
There's more. Well, that's not it. That's a false equivalence because well, it is. I'm about to tell you why. Because Wheezy and George, man, how do I sound talking about some damn Wheezy and George? I'm gonna do it anyway. Wheezy and George actually started a business together, and she was there for him. She worked while he tried to start a business, and I think every black woman on here on this platform has that ability in them. Like they really would do that if they had that type of man that had those aspirations.
Man, 9 out of 10 women on this show are single.
Most sisters are single. That's not saying much. That's not saying something wrong with
yes, go ahead. I'm about to go in, but go ahead.
No, I'm not trying to block. I know you're gonna say I'm blocking, but if you look at the ratio of men, if every woman, if every man on this planet that's black had a woman, it'd still be women left over. You understand what I'm saying? The ratio is 7-1 of men versus women. So if every woman had a man, there would still be, there would still be, if every man had a woman, it would still be women left over. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I didn't expect this conversation to go that long, so I'm gonna hop off of here. I gotta go play some action. No, I do. I just gotta go play some action real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
But we'll catch this. We'll pick this up another day. It's been real. I had fun, and I appreciate the time that we spent. Oh!
All right, that's Fame engaging in a small, wheezy, and good times conversation. No, I think one of the things that I'd like to say about that is this, in closing of that topic. I've seen over the years, one of the things, I'm gonna say this, and black women, you may not like what I'm about to say. You may not like this, but I'm gonna say it because I'm brave enough to say it. And if I'm wrong, I've been wrong before. One of the reasons why a lot of black women are bitter is not because of some shit. They didn't just wake up bitter. They didn't just become a grown woman and become bitter. And just was just bitter. They're bitter because of the experiences they've gone through. And it's usually some man that didn't fuck something up in their life. And they carry it from one relationship, and then the other relationship is somewhat similar to the last one that they were in, and now they become even more bitter and bitter and bitter and bitter. And then you want that same bitter woman to be something special in a relationship for a man. And sometimes they're so bitter and so worn out and so broken that when a good man do come, they're not ready for him. They drive him crazy. And that's because of the shit that they've been through. And people don't want to agree with that, but it's the truth. And it's hard for a woman. Listen, I'm not sitting here capping. I'm not trying to take up for women, but I see it. For y'all to sit back and say black women don't invest in their men, that's why white women are able to get them, that's ridiculous to me. That sounds dumb as hell to me. The simple fact that women go through what they go through, I don't care what color they are. In our case, let's talk about black women. Most black women, the majority of black women, only deal with black men. We're probably outside of the Indian race and maybe the Asian race, those two, they're pretty much we're the only group of people that pretty much stick within our culture of black folks generally date black folks. And when you look at women, I don't know a woman that hasn't had a bad relationship in their life. Never met one. I've just never, I don't go out trying to make it my business to find a woman that had I could even make that up with my wife. I know my wife had a bad relationship before me, but we were kids, she was young, but still it left the door open to question me. And women do that. Listen, Some of y'all might not understand why I posed this question sometime, but I asked this question a week ago. How does it feel y'all fellas, men don't care. Men don't care about what I'm about to say. We don't care. Marriage is not really on our top priority list. It ain't on the bucket list. It ain't on no list we got unless it's forced there. But for women, I wonder, like, how does it feel to be with somebody for 20 something years and never get married? It doesn't even matter that it's a contract with you and the state, your relationship with the state and all that old shit. It don't matter. I'm talking about, men and women love different. If showing the ultimate love for your woman is to marry her, and she knows that, like, that's her ultimate love, like, you can't do anything for her but love her. If marrying her is the top level of love, why won't you do it? You don't think that makes that woman feel like she's not the one for you? Like, you must think I'm not the one, since you don't really want, you don't want me to be, you know what I mean? You don't want me to be your wife. So I'm obviously, and some women are insecure. Some women are more insecure than others. Let's just take it. Some men are more insecure than others. But let's just be honest, fellas. How do we expect our women to be the all and everything and invest in us when we don't even talk about marrying them? That's why most married women have successful men, because they that unity, that bond that they have. That man has given her ultimate love. Like, that's the top of. You can't love a woman more than marrying her. You can take her to Ponderosa or the Chili Factory or all that shit every night. You can bring her roses every night. You can do everything. But if you never marry that woman, I don't think that you're ever going to hit, I'm going to say this respectfully, climax of love. That sound like a t-shirt. I just don't think that, what makes a woman feel more valuable? A man that wants her to be his wife. I can't speak for a woman, but that's how I've heard it from women. And it's just funny how men want to act like these ladies are supposed to be everything to them when you're not giving them everything of you. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. I don't understand, how you going to try to make your kid a doctor or a lawyer or something that needs extended education when you don't even force them to go to the 3rd grade. You don't do homework with them. You don't make sure that they eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You don't even make sure that shit, but you looking for great things from your son. You drop him off with his mama all the damn time. His mama raising him. How you expect him to be something great? You're not even raising him. Oh, my bad. You send that $150 a month. Damn it. I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't think so. So how do men expect these women? And it just gets under my skin. Now, y'all know that little girl that I played on the video, and she said, well, these white girls on campus, they drive these guys, they do their homework, they do this, they invest in these men, and that's why they end up with them. They end up liking them, and they end up going out, they end up getting each other, and blah, blah, blah. These white girls are investing in these men. That's why they choose them. That might be some of it. But you can't tell me that Florida Evans didn't invest in James. You can't tell me. And because they didn't grow up, they didn't turn out to be Louise, what was it, George and Louise and rich, James didn't have aspirations of owning his own company. He was a working class individual. But who's to say if James wanted his own moving truck and he started a company? You trying to tell me that Florida Evans wouldn't have been there supporting him in it? She supported him at everything. The motherfucker worked at the car wash for 10 years. Getting laid off in the wintertime. Yeah, come on. You can't tell me that Florida Evans wasn't going to support James. Let me go to the phone lines before we get out of here. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Just Twin, man.
Hey, Twin. How you doing, brother?
I'm out here on this rainy day. I can't agree with Fame, man, on that getting married and stuff. when you put your hand on the Bible on an oath, you putting it on God and everything, regardless of rich or poor, to do your part. Your part or whatever. So fame, God got everything in control. He controlling everything. When you take that vow, you made a commitment, man, a vow. So I can't agree with fame on that. And yeah, why some women, they've been tortured, man. Like one of my baby mamas, I asked her, what was the issue? She said, you. I said, me? Yeah, she really told me. After so many years, she wasn't speaking to me. She said, you almost had a nervous breakdown because of you. I said, what I do? The stuff you was doing to women and not coming home. And I know you were working, hustling and all that, but still, it was just, you really hurt me. And I went into depression mode. I said, well, I'm sorry. She still talk about it sometime today. I say, here we go. Why we just can't have a decent conversation? It's always my past, your past and everything. You would never get over if you keep talking about it. I say, you need to go find you a man or whatever so you can be happy. No, I'm cool. Well, you just go be lonely then and just sit at the wall and stare at the ceiling and keep thinking about it. I'm not the only one messed your life. No, I was with you to such and such. So, yeah, sometimes it do play a part, and I had to realize, and they're like, man, I did mess up life up kind of. But I did, man. I felt bad when she told me, because she wasn't speaking to me, none of that. And I'm like, dang, what I do? I've been away from you because I left and stuff. I had to leave. And my mama told me come to Cincinnati. So I ain't gonna go against God's will. Yes.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
That's all right.
You say you fucked her life up. You say you fucked her life up just a little bit, huh?
She told me, why after she wasn't speaking to me for 5 years, I always kept in contact with my kids, but she told me the real, man. I messed her life up. Like, oh.
Do you believe her? Do you believe her? Do you believe that? Do you believe her?
Yeah, I believe her.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she went in, she was on the 5th floor, man. Yeah. Okay, it was depression, postpartum depression. Yeah. And she finally told me what happened, and I'm like,
well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, twin. Why didn't you ever marry that girl?
I did go marry, and then I've been engaged twice. I was gonna marry her, and then you had to be a woman to step in, man, and break up everything. She believed a girl over me.
Wait a minute, hold on. Did y'all get married or you were engaged?
We was engaged.
Okay.
And then, man, I left all them women alone, man. That's what I really want to be with, Wyatt. And the one female lied and said made up all type of stuff, man. Even had a family ride. I'm like, come on, man. Then she believed him. That was it. It broke my heart, Wyatt.
Twin. It's just me and you right here, brother. We on the phone. Quick question, bro. It's just me and you. It ain't gonna hurt.
Oh.
Did you really? Did you mess around on that girl, man? Did that other girl tell the truth on you, bro?
No. I let everything go, man. I let everything. People thought I lost my mind.
Well, let me ask you one other thing real fast. Before you were with her, were you with a woman? Were you with a girl while you met that girl that you was with that was messed up with you? You see what I'm saying? Who you messed up? Like you didn't really mess over her, but she felt that way. Were you with another woman before you met her? At the time you was dating her, did you leave another woman to be with her?
No.
Twin,
I ain't leave another woman.
You did?
I was starting, man.
You was single and everything?
Yeah, I ain't.
So how did you mess that lady's? How did you mess that lady's life up? I don't get it. Just because you wasn't with her?
No, because I wasn't with her, and then she was young, having kids, and then she found out I cheated on her. Though she did find out about that, but she thought I was still messing with the same girl, but I wasn't.
It was a different girl. So it was a different girl. So she shouldn't worry about that one. It's the one that came up and told the lies. That's the one.
Yeah, because the girl didn't stay there, and I used that as my trap spot, and it wasn't like I said you can do whatever. I said I ain't your man. I just need this spot. So she kept lying and said I'm doing this and that, which I wasn't. And I told my baby mama the truth. I said I was trapping out there out. I couldn't do it in my own house. So she's like, well, why she say this? And I'm like, man, I ain't about to get to that. So when I see old girl, she be trying to inbox me still. I say, leave me the F alone and all that. Man, you mess my life. You mess my future life up. And you think I'm going to respond to you, man? She been doing it all along.
I get you.
Even my new girl, like, who is this? I was like, quit going through my phone. It's like somebody stupid and stuff. It's like, oh, and I explained it to her. So yeah, hey, with that dude, one more thing. One dude in the hundreds at what was that? Maxwell, where he got killed at.
Yeah.
Why some people his family member wanted her prosecuted bad.
Okay.
They put it as a premeditated murder. When she told dude her little son go get that gun.
Yeah.
Some people look at it as a premeditated murder, man. It was a plan. She should have had the gun on all along. Why would she send Shorty to go get that gun? See, people don't know the real scoop about their story and everything. And then plus, dude, the owner there, look, what's his name? Meow, whatever his damn name. He said he always coming in on some drunk stuff and talk reckless to people and everything. I'm like, oh, this ain't nothing new, because I go there all the time when I'm in the city. I always stop there. So they said dude be talking reckless when he coming in. So that ain't nothing new, because he from around here.
Okay.
So some people look at it as a premeditated murder. They really wanted her prosecute, and her son took it away and all that. But so I guess the prosecutors say, no, he shouldn't have had no business knocking a woman out. And you know they go stand up for them women. You say you can't even, you talking about you just holler at the woman, say you holler at or whatever. She is slapping down, you smacked, and the prosecutor believe, yeah, that's domestic violence. I just said F you. Now it's just domestic violence. They believe a woman, man. They ain't playing with that domestic in Chicago, y'all. Yeah. So all right, I ain't gonna hold you up. Now it's time for me to go punch this stupid clock.
All right, brother. Punch clocks, not women.
Nah, I don't do that, man.
All right. Stop messing up these ladies' lives, bro. Stop messing these women's lives up.
I got me a good one, man. I got me a good one.
Well, make sure
it must be God's will.
Make sure you're a good one in return. That's all that counts. All right, brother? Talk to you, twin. Peace and love to you,
yes,
brother.
Sir.
All right, man. How dare that woman say something to that man? And what? Twin said, I did. I fucked her life up. He said it all slow, like, I did. And so what? Now, I mean, shit. I'm like, bro, did you hear yourself? You said that you actually messed that lady's life up. I mean, damn, I don't get it. Hey, every once in a while I say some real shit. I try to say it all the time, but I usually use my motivational clips and I put them in place every once in a while. I want to play this one before I get out of here. I'm up against the clock. I'm up against the time. I really wanted to talk about Miss Wright. I really wanted to get her in. I'm not sure what time my man E. Oh, E is coming on here in a second. So I'll have to finish up tomorrow on my conversation with Miss Wright. But I think everybody understands where I stand on Miss Wright. It was never a mystery to me. Once I start opening up the can of worms and seeing what direction it's going in, and the lady from the union came in, everything became clear to me what was going on. The Cincinnati teachers, the CPS board, and all the people that play, they really thought they hired a flunky. They thought she was part of the get along group, and it didn't work out that way. And now they're going to find a reason to get rid of her. They're going to take it to the board. And I really had a clip that I wanted to play today because I wanted to find out, I wanted to show the difference between like Beechwood. Look at the parents over in Beechwood who are arguing about their superintendent right now. It's parents. I'm wondering if any parents are going to step up and be out at them board meetings and go out there and say, Miss Wright, Dr. Wright seems to be going in the right direction for our children, and we want to give her a full shot at making a difference. I want to know how many people that look like us going to go out there and fight for her. Or are we just going to sit back and let it go the way it's been going for all these decades and let them continue to bring in people that's just part of the get along gang? Make sure that the union people get all their money. Or do you really care about these kids? Because I hear a whole lot of them are babies. I hear a whole lot of these are children. I hear a whole lot of, and I wanted to say this one last thing about the leadership. Dr. Wright is a true leader. I already know it now. I can tell by the angle that she didn't take. I'm not saying that she won't quit the job or cash out, but when she had an opportunity to not only just sue the city or sue the Cincinnati Public School District. She had an opportunity to sue the district and get a cash out. And she's not going on that narrative, the false narrative of this is racial. She's not going with it. As much as some of y'all people want to make it a racial thing, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. She's seen this a million times. And Cincinnati, don't think that you're unique. Nothing that's happening to that lady is a Cincinnati thing. It is a school superintendent, public school thing. It's a union thing. It is a systematic problem. Y'all don't argue about the real problems in the system. You argue about what seems to be the obvious problem. But the intricacies of the idea and the intricacies of the system come from the people that you put in place. I promise you. That's why it always kills me when y'all say that one group of these guys is better than the other when you talk about these politicians. Some of y'all vote for your own demise. And then the way that you justify your vote and justify how you live in and justify who represents you is you talk about the other guy. You never can stand on the people that you put in place. You always, in order to make you right, you got to show somebody else being wrong, dirty, filthy, and ain't no good. You can't stand on your guy. You can't. You can't stand on who you vote for. You can't stand on the people you put on the boards. You can't stand on the people you put on your city council. You can't stand with them because they ain't giving you nothing. It's just an emotional touchdown. You ain't really getting no points. It's an emotional touchdown. So peace and love to everybody, man. I'll catch y'all on the other end. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock.